Yo, what's going on, Bro Talk Nation, man? It's your bro Eric here. Got my brother Jamarcus on, man. And tonight, man, welcome back to the next episode. All right. If you didn't get a chance to go check out last week's episode, it was so great. The Spirit of God was definitely on that one. And I'm telling you, it was such a great word, man, that we got from this series. And we still in this series. The Lord who loves you said this. In tonight's episode, he said, I'm preparing, not giving. So, man, we're going to dive into it. Like, love, subscribe, share. Bro, what we got for the people?
Man, what's going on, E? What's going on, Bro Talk Nation, man? As we usually always come on here, man, we always want to give, first and foremost, always giving that glory to God, man, that he set us up for this platform. He got us on for another episode to come do the right thing on here, man. E gave us a great prayer before we hopped on here, and I just want to say, God, thank you already tonight for somebody's soul that's going to be saved, somebody that's coming back from sin, somebody that needed to hear this word to come back and get good things. So I am always happy to be on here, man, because this place right here, this safe place always gives me a good feeling when I'm coming, before I come on and when I'm leaving, because usually what we're talking about is usually things that we're going through or the journey that we're on right now, man. Like he said, man, if you haven't yet, man, please head over to the YouTube page, hit the subscribe button, go ahead and go ahead and hit that bell so that you can get all our new content and catch up on all our old content, man. Head to the Facebook, the Instagram page, man. Like, love, TikTok. We are everywhere because God is everywhere. All right. So, man, it always feels good back. E, you already said it, man. We are in this series, literally called The Lord Who Loves Us Says This. And tonight we're on a new installment. And in that installment title is this: The Lord Who Loves You Says This: I am preparing, not giving. Right? After last Thursday's episode, man, me and E, we always stay afterwards and we chatted up, making sure everything's going good. And E hit us with a line that came from the show that just kept on going, and now it is a title because we feel like this is something so important on what God does in our lives, right? And we said, like, I'm preparing, not giving. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you the verse for tonight, and then we're gonna dive into the story. But the verse is Psalms 23:5, right? And it says, You go and prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You go and prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Not you go and give me a table. You go and prepare a table before me. Oh, God, this is about to be good.
Good already.
It's good already, bro. So listen, we're going to go to the story of Joseph. And I know we went to Joseph on this podcast before, but outside of Job, Joseph is like one of my favorite people in the Bible. Right? But we're about to look at this thing in a very new lens. And I want to share what me and Eve's been talking about. And we want to share some things with you about how God prepares for us and not give, right? E, I want to kick it off. Oh, man, I'm trying to see how we get this, and God is going to give it to me. But have you ever, I can say that for the most part, everybody likes a free thing given to them. For the most part, everybody likes a free thing given to them with no strings attached. I mean, nothing's attached. It's a free burger, some free fries. I mean, it could be free money. It could be free shoes, free clothes, a trip. I mean, for the most part, everybody loves something that is given to you. Like if I gave you keys to a new house or a new car with no strings attached, you would like that thing that I'm about to give you. For the most part, everybody will be like, all right, no strings attached. I'm good, right? You will love that. But think about this. The new house and the new car that I give you, there's no strings attached. It's yours. I'm giving it to you, but you got to uphold everything that's with it. Right?
Yeah.
It's yours. It's in your name, but you got to make the
That's
monthly
good.
payments. You got to make the mortgage payments. You got to uphold the you know what I'm saying, the maintenance. You got to do all of that, but it's yours. I'm giving it to you. No strings attached. See, right now that new car, new home doesn't match where you are right now. Right? If I gave it to you in
That's
the
good.
state you are right now, it doesn't match where you are. You might not be making enough money to hold up what I just gave you right now, right?
That's good. That's good.
In a couple of months, your debt is going to start catching up with you, right? And now that thing that was given to you that looked good has now become a burden because it was given to you and you wasn't in the season to get it. It wasn't meant for you, right? Because you didn't prepare for it. This is why God says, I'm preparing, not giving. I wanted to get that in, right? Because some things we get, we can't sustain it because it wasn't meant for us. It just wasn't meant for us, right? So that's why I'm kicking it off right now, bro. And before I turn it over to you, I want to give the world something because I love doing this. I looked up the word prepare. I did. I had to understand the definition of it, bro. And there's a lot of definitions of the word prepare, right? Like when we hear the word prepare, the first thing we think about is someone cooking, preparing dinner. You heard about preparing a table in the book of Psalms, right? I want to give you a definition that's going to ring through this entire episode tonight. It literally says the word prepare means make someone ready or able to deal with something.
Oh,
I'm cooking. Let's go, bro. Let's go, bro. We started right there.
Yo,
And
then
I'm going to go into Joseph, bro. I'm going to go in the verse of Joseph.
All right. Well, I just go and jump right on in that thing. Are you being prepared for something? Are you ready for it?
Yo.
Is the question. Because, hey man, this episode was brought to you by pain and suffering. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
This show tonight was brought to you by God knows and hears every prayer that you pray, every cry that you cry out to him.
Yeah.
For you need to have patience right now.
Yeah.
See, you can't, if you went from prayer to getting, you miss something. It's so much
say
into
that. Time, bro. Say that one more time because I just caught that.
If you go from prayer to getting, you miss something. Right? Imagine a chef preparing the food, prepping it, and then he just gave it to you. The food gonna be cold. It might not even be cooked. So that means because you missed something, you might get sick. Some problems are gonna come.
Yeah.
Right. Some things are gonna happen that it's probably gonna be a negative light in your life. And all because if God gave it to you from preparation to blessing, you'll mess it up. You wouldn't get it. It'll be bad for your life. See, when you prepare something for somebody, he loves you. God loves us. So he takes time to, all right, if you give them that car, nah, they ain't ready for that yet. I don't think that car would be a good fit. I haven't found the black one. I know what they like. It's not specific to the details to make the blessing a blessing. See, God, he takes his time.
Yeah.
He's considerate. He's a loving God. He's a considerate God. He's making sure that everything that you ask for is tailor-made for you. But it's going to come with something, right? It's going to come with something so that you can glorify his name and not your name.
That's good, bro.
Let's go, man.
That's good, bro.
We're
Hey,
gonna get into it,
I
man.
had you to repeat that because that is so important, bro. That you know what I'm saying? God is doing something like to not just
Yeah,
give you something, but he's preparing
yeah.
something, like you said, that's tailor-made just for you, right? Bro, we're
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm telling y'all right now, I hope y'all taking notes. Y'all gotta go back and like rewatch this one because this is about to be one of my favorite ones. I'm already saying it right now. This is about to be good. Bro, we're about to
Yeah,
hop
yeah.
into Genesis and we're about to hop into Joseph. And I'm telling y'all right now,
Man,
we're gonna
let's get
go
it.
from we're gonna hop through this thing. We're not about to read the entire thing, but we're gonna hop through it. And I'm gonna kick it off with Genesis 45, chapter 45, verse 4 through 5, right? And it reads
Mm-hmm.
like this. So Joseph said to his brothers again, "Come here to me. I beg you, come here." Right? He said, "I am your brother, and I am the one you sold as a slave to Egypt. Now don't worry, don't be angry with yourselves for what you did. It was God's plan for me to come here. I am here to save lives." Right? The reason why I'm reading that in verse, right, is because I
So
want you to
good.
stay with that verse. We're gonna go back to this verse, but I want you to hear
Mm-hmm.
that verse and stay with that verse, right? That is the end. That is the end of this entire thing. That is the end
Mm-hmm.
of the entire Joseph story. Is that verse right
Mm-hmm.
there, right? Now we're gonna hop back and we're gonna go in the beginning because I want you to see how this thing like worked out. I want you to go back and understand, like, hey man, like how did we get to this point right here? How
Mm-hmm.
did we get here? And one of the verses that I want to get to you is where people don't understand is that in the beginning, Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery, right? It literally
Mm-hmm.
says right here where it says, let me drop down to it. He sold into slavery and they saw him. It says I'm sorry, chapter 37, verse 18. When Joseph's brothers saw him coming,
Mm-hmm.
they recognized him in the distance. As he approached, they made plans to kill him. Here comes the dreamer. That's what they said to him. Here comes the dreamer, they
Mm-hmm.
said. Come on, let's kill him and throw him into one of these wells or into a pit, right? We can tell
Mm-hmm.
our father that a wild animal killed him, right? Bro, I
Mm-hmm.
just I love how the Bible planned this out and how they talked about how they saw Joseph and they said, here comes the dreamer. Let's go ahead and throw him in the pit. Then we will show him that his dreams are useless, right? I want y'all to know none of the hate started with Joseph's dreams. It didn't start with
Mm-hmm.
Joseph's dreams. If you go back in this story, it started when his father gave him a coat of many colors. The Bible
Mm-hmm.
says that Jacob gave, that word give again, Jacob gave like Joseph a coat, which made his brothers hate him.
Yeah.
Joseph did nothing to get hate. All Joseph
Mm-hmm.
did was be born and he got hated on because something that was given to him. Something that was
Mm-hmm.
given to him, a coat of many colors, and he got hated on from his brothers. So the hate started all the way from when Joseph got his coat, right? Then Joseph had a couple of dreams. He had some dreams that his brother and pretty much that his brothers and everybody was going to bow down to him. Joseph never said these things. He said what he saw in his dreams, but the words never
Man,
came out that y'all was going to bow down to it on, right?
so
All
good.
that got interpreted by his brothers that was already hated on him. It made me started thinking, bro, because we did this before and I never thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph never said that his brothers was going to bow down to him. He said what he saw in his dream, but why
Mm-hmm.
were they afraid of that already? Why did they interpret, oh,
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to be a king and everybody's going to bow down to you? Because they remembered the code. Joseph did
Mm-hmm.
nothing to get favor. He did nothing
Mm-hmm.
but get born to get favor. Joseph was born into favor already. So when he had them
Yeah.
dreams, they instantly already knew this man is already meant for something greatness already. I need y'all to hold on to that because the reason why that's important is because of my note 1. Sometimes prep time starts in the pit, right? Sometimes prep time starts in the pit. Joseph dreams led him being put in a pit because his brothers was hating on him, so they were already mad, so they threw him in a pit. Why? Because they already knew Joseph was meant for greatness. Let me turn that back to you and me. The reason why you might be in something right now in this time, in this hour, in this minute, is because you're meant for greatness. So that means that sometimes you got to go to the pit to get prep time. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. You were already favored when you was born. You was already given your coats of many color. That's why you survived already to the day you in right now. That's why you already survived and got put in the pit you in already. You did nothing, but the world remembered your coat. The world remembered that you were gifted a coat of many colors. So you had to get thrown in the pit so you can get some prep time for what's coming down the line. I told y'all to remember that ending verse. Told y'all to remember that ending verse. The prep time is getting you to your chapter 45, but you had to go in this first pit. You had to go there to get prep time. But see, bro, before I kick this over, the enemy wants you to view the pit as useless. It said it right there, right? Throw him in the pit. Let's throw him in the pit so that his dreams could get viewed as useless. The enemy wants you to view the pit as useless. He wants you to give up in that pit. He wants you to go. He wants you to give up, right? But let me give you something else that I noticed about this pit, bro, that I never noticed. And I want me and you to catch on to something. This part got me tripped out. How deep was that well? Have you ever thought about how deep that pit was? The Bible said, if you read in there, that it was dry when he got thrown in it. They threw him in a dry pit, a dry well. So there was no water, so he couldn't drown. Okay. It also said that it didn't say that Joseph broke anything on the fall into the pit. So he wasn't broken in the pit. So he wasn't drowning in the pit, and he wasn't broken in the pit. Ooh, this is good. So to me, that means that he could stand up in the pit. He could stand up in the pit. Now, this is the part that got me. Verse 28 says, some traders were coming by, so the brothers went in the pit and got him out of it. Hold on. They didn't lower nothing in the pit to pull him out. They just reached down in the pit and got him out. That means that the pit wasn't that deep. So that means that I can look up and see the light. Man, hold on. That got to be a little depressing. That means that I'm high enough to see the light, but I'm sure I'm not all the way up there to get up out of there. So I'm going to need some help to get up out. That's depressing. You know what that makes me want to do if I was Joseph? That makes me want to try and fight my way to get out of the pit. And I'm going to pause right there because this is where a lot of us end up getting in trouble. See, we want to fight, get up out of the pit that we were put into, and we get to scratching and clawing. We get to doing all of this stuff, and we end up trying to fight to get out the pit when God is only saying, hold on, bro, you're not drowning. You didn't break nothing in there. You can stand up in there. Better yet, you can kneel down and submit to me while you in there. You can pray to me while you in there. But all you want to do is fight, scream, and claw to try to get up out of there when this pit is meant for you to prepare. Bro. It's meant for you to prepare, bro. See, Joseph, the Bible said Joseph did none of that. He did none of that while he was in the pit. He was just in there. Sometimes we don't need to try to fight our way out of the pit because preparation is happening. Bro, let's go, dog. Let's go, E. I'm sorry, bro. I had to go there.
That was so good, bro. I got a question.
Let's go.
Joseph had a dream, and then he went into the pit.
Yeah.
How would y'all feel? God showed you a vision of the end, but immediately you went into the pit.
I'm giving up.
How would you feel? Hey, that's a lot of us. That's a lot of our answers, right? And that's just how good God is. Like, he'll show you the ending to your story, but he won't show you the path to get the ending of your story.
That's good, bro.
The pit was part of Joseph's story.
Hey,
Joseph needed the pit.
Let's go.
Like, Joseph wouldn't be Joseph in the Bible without the pit. He had to go through something.
Yes.
Right? I think it's Prophet Drake that says, "You wasn't with me shooting in the gym." The preparation starts in the pit. The pit is the gym in this situation.
Man,
Joseph had to go into a place that he fit to be fixed so that he can be fitted for his purpose. And my question to y'all is, when are you going to stop crying and asking God to give you something when he has you in the pit preparing something for you?
Ooh, that's good.
Like,
that's good.
Like, he's preparing something for you, but you are also being prepared as well for that blessing.
Is good.
See how that worked? Like, he didn't give you something and then you just got it.
Yeah.
Nah, you got to go through something. There's a lesson and something in the midst of what you're going through that you need to get before you get to the destination that God has already revealed to you. It's not going to, it's not, hey, God sent a prayer up, text message come back, hey, there you go. This is not what that is, right? And if you are out there, you're a believer that believes that God is God, don't you ever get in your mind to believe that God is just going to give you something. It's going to come with some change in the pit.
Yeah.
Like, the weather changed. We don't know. We don't know. He wasn't there too long, but he wasn't so far in the pit to where he got hurt, like you pointed out, bro, which was, y'all call that. He didn't drown. He didn't suffer. And then he got help out of the pit. That's how good God is.
Yeah.
He's going to see, you think, oh, God, I'm stuck down here and I'm this. And God was like, man, look, just give me about 5 minutes. I just needed you to sit right there. I needed you to be in the pit for a hot second. Did you learn anything? Well, God, all right, well, stay there until you learn something. If you didn't know, that's how God does us, man. Like God literally sent me to San Antonio and I was crying not to come here.
Yeah.
Crying, kicking, screaming. And see, to also go with that, what you said, bro. The haters are going to speak something over your life because they already see your light too. So the brother seen his light and they were part of the story to put him in the pit.
Yeah.
If you have haters in your life, they are part of your story. They're supposed to do, hey, don't be mad at them. Thank them for doing their job. Because if you didn't have haters, that means the enemy ain't trying to attack you.
That's good, bro.
If you're not in some trouble, that means that you walking with the enemy. You ain't walking with God. You need, see, the story is a full circle thing. It all comes together. I think there's a verse in the Bible that says all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord of God. I mean, how much more do we have to spell this thing out? Like, everything that you're going through is part of the story. Your pit, man, if you're in a pit right now, you're in a great place. Let's go, bro.
That's good, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all right now, this thing it's so good because it's gonna change your view of this pit, man. It's gonna change like how you see it. See, you need to understand that God's love, favor, mercy, his grace doesn't care where you're at. It does not care where you at. God is coming to get his sons and daughters. God came and got Joseph. He didn't care that he was in the pit. God, listen to me. God is coming for you, and to rescue you, whether you in a pit or you in a paradise. God is coming and he is on the way. Why? Because he's preparing a way. Listen, bro, you got to understand, like literally later down in this chapter right here, what they threw him in the pit, they got him out of the pit. Then they came up with a great idea, like, hey, we're gonna sell him, right? We're gonna sell him. God was already putting it on him already. God was putting this on them already. They could have killed Joseph. God said, nah, hey, man, look, I'm going to mess your enemies up. Hey, let me trick them and think they're going to get more money off of them. So I'm going to have them sell them. God prepared the way from them. Some traders that was coming along the road came, they sold them for a $20 bill. That's what they sold them for. They sold them for $20, right? But you got to understand, like I told you, God is already preparing the way. God say, I know it look like a pit right now, but I got something coming down the road your way that's about to set you up for success. Because when they sold him off to the traders, right? And I told you we're going to hop around. Joseph got sold to, I'm going to mess this dude's name up, Potiphar. There you go. That's what it looked like to me. That's what it looks like. All right. He got sold to an officer of a king. He got sold to an officer of a king, bro. So how you go from being in the pit to now working in the office of a king? And this is where we at, and this is where we're gonna move on to, because now you need to understand my note too is the Lord is with you during your preparation, right? Because if you go on to the next verse, if you go on to chapter 39, bro, chapter 39, verse 2, it literally tells you this. The Lord was with Joseph, so he succeeded in everything he did as he served in the home of his master. Let's read that again. The Lord was with Joseph, so he succeeded in everything. The officer of the king noticed this and realized that the Lord was with Joseph, giving him success in everything he did. Note 2, the Lord is with you during your preparation. Better yet, you said it earlier. Prophet Drake said, starting from the bottom, now we here.
Yes, sir.
He was in the bottom of the pit. Now we here. Why? Because the Lord is with you when you're going through your preparations. The same way he was with you in the pit, he's going to be with you in the entire journey of the prep. He got him out of the pit. He made sure that somebody was coming along the road to pick him up and put him in the place that he was meant to be in. So right now, I don't know where you at right now. You might be on your way looking up, coming out your pit thinking there is nothing good coming from out this pit. I want to stop you right there and tell you right now, something is coming along that road that's about to take you and put you in a place where you meant to be in. But as long as you got the Lord with you on everything you do, you will succeed. Listen, I've been here before. I've been here before. Joseph was from the pit, and he was favored. The same way he was with the coat, he was favored out of the pit. I've been here before. I made it out of a pit, but I lost sight on where I was supposed to be. So I was loved by God. I got grace by God, but I did not succeed in everything that I did. Why? Because I didn't have God with me in my preparations. I took eyes off the one off top. So I didn't succeed. See, there's a thing where we lose this. This is where we lose it. We come out of a pit. We prayed the entire time we was in a pit. Oh, God, thank you. If you get me up out of here, God, we good. I'm going to read the Bible plan for 365 days while I'm in this pit. Day one, you come out of the pit, you forget that you was in the pit and you lose sight of God. And that's why you crying now, because you're not succeeding in everything. You're not succeeding in everything. No, you still got loved by God. Oh, he's always going to love you. You still got grace, but you're crying because you're not successful. And the reason why you might not be successful is because you're not taking God with you on your preps. You lost sight of God on your journey, and now you're not succeeded. I don't know how else to read this word for word, but black and white says the reason Joseph succeeded is because he had God with him. So if you're not succeeding, you're loved, You got grace. But if you're not succeeding in your job, if you're not succeeding in your marriage, if you're not succeeding in your anxiety, depression, your mental health, it's maybe because you don't got God with you on that route. I'm just being 100% real with you. The reason why I can tell you that is because I've done it. I struggled with it and I wasn't succeeding. I tried to get in. You know what I did? I tried to throw in my own ingredients, my own directions. God was trying to tell me how to make it. And I was like, you know what? Let me add in my own directions. And God said, if you want to do that, you can do that. I'm going to love you and I'm still going to show you grace. But I'm going to tell you right now, what you cooking ain't going to taste good. Because it ain't going to succeed. And the crazy thing is, it not only tastes good to people you serving it to, but it don't even taste good to yourself. But the reason why you keep on eating it is because that's the only thing you got to chew on. Because that's the only thing you prepared. Man, bro. Let's go, dog. Let's go, bro.
All right. So how many of you would associate being sold into slavery and having success together? Like, to the cardinal mind, that don't even sound right. I got sold into slavery and I'm successful. Don't make sense, right?
Yeah. True.
It doesn't have the things that God does don't make sense to you. And he told you that a long time ago. Stop trying to make sense of it. Like, I had to do that. It's like, God, why am I going to San Antonio? You literally just told my detailer that I can go to Florida. Yeah. He comes back to the very next day and say, you're going to Texas. Florida and Texas are not the same.
Yeah.
The distance from Florida to Texas is not the same. So none of this makes sense. But I had success coming to San Antonio. It felt like I was in a pit when I got here, but I had success in San Antonio.
That's good, bro.
I need y'all to understand. You're in a pit. Stop focusing on you.
Yeah.
And focus on God. And watch him reveal all the success.
That's good.
You're having. See, all it takes is just a flip of a switch in your mind to put your focus on God. And all the issues of the world will start to like just flow away. And you'll just, well, man, you know what? I got this money the other day. Didn't even know I had it coming to me. God, thank you for that. I'm still in this pit, but you gave me increase. God, my car broke down, but I didn't know that it was a recall on the part. So I get it for free. God, thank you for abundance and provision. For me, I'm in a phase where we're getting ready to move. I just retired out of the Navy. I don't have a job yet. I've been searching. And I was sitting there, just going through, I didn't apply for like hundreds of jobs, then got a lot of denials. And yet all of our bills are paid. I'm in a pit. Feels like one to me.
That's good, bro. Let's go. Keep it honest, bro.
Everything is taken care of. I have success. And you have to look at it that way. And you have to know that God is going to be God. He's going to do what he said he's going to do. He already showed me the vision of me at the next step of life. He already showed me the vision. But he didn't show me the path. I did not know how I was going to get here and get through this. And my prayer, God sat on my heart so bad last night, I had to make an appointment. I had to go into prayer. And not only did I have to go into prayer, but See, when you're praying, stop praying and asking for stuff. Pray and start speaking a word that some stuff that is already spoken against you that you don't even know, that has you in this mental turmoil. You need to pray a word over yourself and over your family, your friends, that everything the enemy tries will be in confusion and it won't work. Joseph's brothers were hating. That's the enemy. They sold him, they put him in a pit, it didn't work. They took him and sold him into slavery. Well, we just found out he had success, so slavery didn't work either. And those are the things that the enemy see. The enemy doesn't know the plans of God, but God knows the plans of your life.
Oh, that's good right there.
Stop focusing on him, the enemy. Stop focusing on you, yourself, because you're enemy to yourself. Focus on God. And you will have all the success in the midst of a storm, a pit, death, financial hardship, no matter what it is. God should be your focal point. Let's go.
That's so good, bro. And you, I thank you for just sharing that story, because a lot of times we got to be hot, man. Like Mike Todd says, humble, open, and transparent, because we all been in pits before, and you could be in a pit right now, and that pit doesn't look good because, like I said, like Joseph was there, he could see the light, and a lot of us, we saw the vision that God gave us. We saw the marriage, we saw the job, we saw the kids, we saw the big house with the white fence. We saw it all. But now it seems like this road that I'm on, I'm in this pit and I'm drowning, but you're not really drowning. Joseph wasn't drowning. He didn't break nothing on the way down. Like he said, hey man, I just got out and I've been applying, but the bills are paid for. So I'm not drowning in bills. I'm not broken right now. But it looks that way. And that's what E was just saying right now. Don't focus on the pit. Don't focus on what the enemy's trying to show you, that you're useless. Don't lose fact of the dream that God showed you. Don't lose fact of the vision that God showed you, because E, you said it perfectly, man. And I hope everybody caught it. The pit didn't work. Slavery didn't work. The enemy doesn't know what God's doing. No one knows. The enemy does not know God's plans for you. No one knows them but him. You don't even know him. Like we said in the last podcast, even if he told you, the verse said, even if I told you, you still wouldn't get it. So don't focus on the pit. Just focus on what you know. And that's God, and his word never comes back void. It don't.
Man, powerful.
Favor is coming your way. Bro, focus on that. Focus on this word. You can take it to the bank, like we said in past podcasts. That check is never coming back void, right?
Never.
That was good, bro. I want to go to another part of this Joseph story, right? So Joseph, Potiphar, ended up in the house, sold into slavery. God was with him. Everything's going good. Not gonna lie, the Bible said Joseph got into a little mess here. Joseph did nothing again, just like he got the coat. He did nothing. But Potiphar, old lady, she saw Joseph, said, hey, bro, you kind of fine, right? If the Bible say Joseph look good, then you must look good, all right? So he must have his Idris Elba on. He must have his, whoever you can imagine, whoever he was. The Bible said that's who he was. And Potiphar's wife wanted a part of it. But Joseph knocked her off. Get out of here. We ain't doing none of that. But she still ended up telling Potiphar, that Joseph did something wrong. Even though Joseph did nothing wrong. The Bible literally says that, hey, so Potiphar put Joseph in the prison where the king's enemies were held. And this is where Joseph remained. Wait a minute. I was in the pit. God, you got me out the pit. I was successful. I'm in here doing things. The household looking nice. The people love me. I'm on top. I didn't even do nothing. And now I'm about to get put in prison, put back in the pit. I didn't do nothing the first time. and I got put in the pit. And I was like, okay, all right, God gonna get me out.
Mm-hmm.
Then I end up being successful, and now I got put in the pit again, and I didn't do nothing again. Wait a minute, Jesus. We need to have an appointment because something ain't right. This ain't how this supposed to go, right?
Man.
But I want to give y'all note 3. Sometimes you got to go back in. We're in the season right now, holidays with turkeys and hams and Christmas and Thanksgiving. You ever seen somebody pull out the turkey too early? Like you standing in the kitchen and they pulling out the turkey and they about to get ready to cut it, and you can see that the turkey's still ashy. You know it. You can look at it and tell that the turkey is not done. Yeah, it might be brown on the outside, but you looking at it as they like wiggling it, and the turkey ain't shaking right. Right? The turkey ain't done yet. I know for me, I'm gonna tell them, hey, bro, you might need to put that turkey back in a little bit and let it cook a little longer. For you, like E, you said this earlier, you about to make everybody sick out here if we eat this undone turkey. I'm not about to do that. So sometimes you got to put the turkey back in to let it cook a little bit longer. So sometimes it got to go back in.
Yes, sir.
Listen, Joseph had to go back in the pit right now. It may look like he was prepared for whatever was coming down the line, but we don't know that. Only God knows what we're really prepared for, what we're really tailored to wear down the line. God said, hey, look, I know I pulled you out the pit, gave you a little taste of success, but guess what? You ain't ready yet, Joseph. I need you to go back in one more time. Why? Because I really need to know if it's me that you really understand and submit to for what's coming down the line. See, a lot of us, we be like, I'm only ready and tailored to go through trouble one time. I can't deal with 2 times. And God say, hold on, if I can give you a miracle over and over again, you telling me you can't go to a pit over and over again so that I can bring you out over and over again? This pit ain't meant for you. You got to remember, I said in chapter 45 that Joseph was meant to save lives. It wasn't. This story don't got nothing about Joseph. This story of him going through the pit and going back in the pit again ain't got nothing to do about Joseph. This is meant to save lives. So this is meant to show you that you can go in the pit once, get brought out, do something, and go back in the pit again. And Jesus and God is about to do what? Bring you out of a pit again. You don't believe me? The literally says in verse 23 of chapter 39, the commander of the guards trusted Joseph with everything that was in the prison. Why did they do that? Let's go to verse 21. The Lord was with Joseph and continued to show kindness to him. So the commander of the prison guards began to like Joseph. Oh my gosh. Once again, Joseph in the pit, and he stayed with God on his preps, and everybody liked Joseph, even while he was in the prison. So, bro, like literally what I'm trying to tell y'all is it doesn't matter where you at. As long as you got God with you, everything is about to be good with you. It says it right there. This happened because the Lord was with Joseph. The Lord helped Joseph be successful, not in anything, not in just one thing, not in just in his marriage, not in just in his financials, not in just in his health. Everything that Joseph touched, he was successful in because the Lord was with him, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hop into this, dog.
And right there's your secret sauce to success for all my business people, entrepreneurs, musicians, athletes. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. They did a video on J.L.W.L.Y.S, and it was during one of his interviews.
Yeah.
And he talked about, you know, if y'all don't know the story of J.L.W.L.Y.S, he played at the University of Alabama, starting quarterback, went 27-2, got benched in a college football playoff game. Alabama won the game. Next season, he gets benched. End of the season, he comes in the SEC championship, wins the game, gets Alabama back to the college football playoffs, moves on to Oklahoma, takes them to the college football playoffs. They don't make it, gets drafted in the NFL when everybody said he wouldn't make it in the NFL. Traded for the starting quarterback. Now he's the starter. Year 2 or 3, takes him to the Super Bowl again. The man is now the number 2 highest paid quarterback in the league.
Let's go.
This is your modern day Joseph. I'm just telling this story because this is a great example of Joseph. Alabama, everybody called for his head. He couldn't make the reads. He didn't do this, but he was having success.
Yeah.
Get to the college football playoffs, play the whole first half. Didn't have a lot of success. Well, he was making didn't make his reads, right? Get benched the second half, they win the game. He still has success.
Yeah.
Comes back the next season, gets benched all season until another appointed time that he was called. He stepped in. We were down. Alabama was down 2 touchdowns. He stepped in and scored 3 touchdowns back to back to back. He was prepared. See, what people didn't see is while he was sitting on the bench, he was still going to practice. He was still having success. God was with him, and he stayed with God. Any interview that you ever going to hear about him and telling that story about his time in Alabama, he's going to go right back to what kept him and who kept him. And that's God and his word. I'm going to sum it up with this. One of the scriptures he said, it talks about, I think it's John, and it says, you don't know what I'm doing right now, but you will see it later.
That's good, bro.
Nobody knew what God was doing with Jalen Hurts. Nobody knew. Everybody thought that he was just going to sit on the bench, waste away. He was going to go to Oklahoma and not have success. He was going to make it to the pros. He wasn't going to make it to the pros. That was the thing. He was going to be a third-string quarterback. But the man who stayed with God, God stayed with him. And he has been successful. The man who stayed with the man who stayed with God, God stayed with him.
That's a
and
word.
He has had success at every turn of his life. When the haters said that he wasn't going to be great, they said he couldn't throw. They said he couldn't read a defense. They said he'd never make it to the NFL. He's had success at each pit of his life.
Bro, that was good.
Let's go.
A man that stays with God, bro. Oh my gosh. I really hope y'all caught that. And that was a great story about Jalen Hurts, because you are right. He went through so many pits in his life, and he stayed with God. He stayed with God on his preparations. He made sure that God was in his preparations, bro. And he is reaping the benefits right now, man. He's reaping what he sowed, and the harvest is there, bro. Like, it's so beautiful to see these things happen, but this could happen in your life too, man. Like, at any point that you just add God to your preps, man, you could be there. You could be there, bro. And that's why I'm saying I've read this story before, and it looks so different now, bro, with what we're doing with Joseph, because of what we're on right now, this journey, this walk that we're on, this talk that we've had, and the preparation of Joseph, bro. I know we're getting close to the end time, but I want to end this thing, bro,
Let's go.
with what we started with. Literally, it says, then Joseph, all right, after Joseph was in prison, right? We can go through the story. You can read it for yourself. You got to read the story of Joseph if you haven't. If you don't know Joseph, why Joseph is that important, he had more chapters like in Genesis, more than Noah. So Joseph is very important. You got to read it, right?
Yeah.
So he goes out of prison, right? he ends up talking to this baker and this a sewer who has some dreams. Joseph helps tell him about their dreams. Then Pharaoh learns that Joseph can tell about dreams, so he tells Pharaoh's like some of his dreams, and Pharaoh makes this man like the king. He gave him a sealed ring. He made him like the governor of the city. Joseph was on top. He had people working for him. All these things. And a part of the Bible, it says the dream comes true. That's the title of one of the verses of the Bible. It says the dreams come true, right? Because a drought comes through the city. A drought comes through the city. All around, people don't have no grain, and Joseph's been storing up grain because God told him to. He's been storing up grain, so he has all the grain. And the reason why the dreams come true is because his brothers ended up coming to Joseph, and they didn't even know they was talking to Joseph. They ended up coming up talking to him because they were in the drought. Joseph's brothers and his family were in a drought, and they needed grain. So who did they have to come see? Joseph. And the first thing they did when they came to him, because they'd heard his character, they heard that this guy is now the emperor of all the cities. What's the first thing they do? They bow down. So the dreams came true. It came full circle now, right? It came full circle. And now he's standing there watching his brothers bow, and his brothers don't even know that they're bowing down to Joseph, right? Joseph does this trap. He gets them, he sets them up, and we end up at this part where Joseph is now standing in front of his brothers, and his brothers now know who Joseph is. And it says, then Joseph said to them, don't be afraid. I am not God. I have no right to punish you. It is true. You plan to do something bad to me by throwing me in the pit. It's true. You did it. It's true. You cheated.
Yeah.
It's true. You hurt me. It's true. You stole from me. It's true. You molested me. It's true. You did all these things to me, but I'm not God, so I can't punish you. But really, God was doing something. The Bible says, but really, God was preparing good things for me. For what you thought was meant to kill me, God was preparing it to bless me. I don't know who that word is for tonight, but all my life I thought what was going on was killing me, and God said that wasn't what was meant to kill you. I was meaning that to prepare you, right? God's plan was to use that to save the lives of many people. Jamarcus, everything you've been through, that wasn't meant to kill you. That was prepping you to save lives. That was prepping you for a podcast that you never knew that you was going to be talking on. That was prepping you to meet some kid as you walking down the street that was reading your book and was like, hey, man, I was molested too. How did you defeat it? Oh, let me tell you, because I had God the entire way with me. And he got me out of this pit. I went in prison again, and he got me out of it again. You got to understand, this is what the Bible says, bro. And I'm gonna make it so perfectly clear, bro, because I want to tie into something else on how God loves us and what he does for us. And it literally says in this, he did it for us outside of Joseph. John 14:3 says, he loved us so much, he gave his forgotten son. And Jesus told us this, and if I die and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am. Bro, close the book. Listen to me and let me tell you right now, everything you going through is to prepare you to get to a place where you're meant to be at. This place right here is rented. We are meant to be up there. All this is prepped to get you to singing into heaven. That is all this is for. Your blessing is coming. Jesus said it right there in John 14:3. I'm going to die and leave this place, but my whole sole purpose was to prepare a table for you so your enemies can see you eating at it. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to prepare it for you, because the presentations look so much better when it's prepared for you. I don't care what you've been given in your life. If somebody takes their time and love and prepare something for you, that presentation looks so much better, because they roll out the red carpets. They play the trumpets when you're there. They throw the roses at your feet like coming into America so you can step on it. I'm telling y'all right now, preparation is where you need to be because God ain't giving out nothing. He is preparing everything for you on the way to where you meant to be at. I told y'all this was going to be my favorite one, bro. I told y'all. I knew it. Oh, this is good, E. This is good, bro.
Hey, and bro, every bit of that is so true. Like, if y'all read, like, and I'll give you a snippet, right, of Joseph before he got to where his brothers was at. Joseph, when he saw his brothers and they had to come to him, Joseph really wasn't like, nah, let's go on and get rid of them. They did this to me, blah, 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 blah. And at some point, your haters will return to you. At some point, your haters, for those who got them, right? If you ain't got them, that means you ain't walking with God. But haters, they will return to you. Now, when they come back, that's going to determine how long you in that pit that you in at that moment. Here's why I say this. Joseph's brothers had to come back to him and they bowed to him. But Joseph never forgot what they did to him.
Yeah.
So he had to do a heart check.
Hey,
if you go read the story, Joseph had to do a heart check. He was like, you know what? I'm running this. I can get them killed right now.
Big facts.
I can just take them out right now. And then God had to speak to Joseph. He's like, you know what? I forgive y'all. You know what? Because of y'all putting me in this pit, this is why I'm here today. The pit was your entry into your blessing.
Oh my God.
Was the starting.
No. Say that again.
The pit is the entry to your blessing.
Bro, that's
the pit
good.
Is the starting. The pit is the starting line for your journey to your blessing.
That is good.
The pit, without the pit, you have no success. Without the pit, you have no successful marriage. Without the pit, your kids don't prosper. Without the pit, you don't become the person, the woman or the man that you're destined to be, that God already knew, created, and made, tailor-made, perfectly and wonderfully made. You won't become you without the pit. See, had Joseph not gone in the pit, out the pit, in the pit, back out the pit, how would he react to his haters? Because see, the enemy is like, hey, there they go, get them. And God is like, I'll take care of that. Why are you worried about it? But see, when you're not with God, you're going to do what the enemy wants you to do.
Yep.
And you're going to retaliate. See, the story of Joseph is about restoration. It's about pits in your life. It's about trusting God. It's about not leaning to your own understanding, because I can't imagine being Joseph and I'm going in and out of pits and I didn't even do nothing. You can't understand that. See, that's your prayer right there. I already know what you're praying about. God, what did I do? My haters are prospering, and while I sit here and suffer. It's public service announcement. Your haters ain't winning. That's a lie to the enemy. Yeah, they might be winning here on earth, but see, your preparation is to get into the kingdom, not at the doorstep. Boo. We're not trying to get to the gates and look at them. No, we're trying to walk in there with our heads up high, praising God.
That's good.
That's the goal. It's that prep time. God is preparing a blessing for you, But don't forget that he's preparing you too.
Mm.
You have to be prepared for the blessing. You can't just get something. I'm sorry. He is not Amazon Prime around here. You ain't praying and getting it tomorrow. No, it don't work like that. But in the midst of the pit, you're gonna have success. In the midst of the pit, you are being prepared. In the midst of the pit, hey, get ready for the blessing.
That's good, bro.
The pit is where it's at. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, bro, like I don't have anything else, bro. Like this, you said it, man. I love that line you use, man. It said the pit is the entry into your blessing, man. And it just goes back to like that initial verse, man. Like everybody sees the pit as something bad, and that pit is not bad. It's how you view that. It's what you're doing in that pit. To understand you're not drowning, you ain't break nothing. God is going to prepare a way up out of the pit for you. And then you need him along the way to remain successful in everything you do, right? We started this thing off by Joseph got blessed with a coat of many colors. He got favored. Favored ain't fair. Favor's not fair. Oh, let me say this real quick. Thank you, God. For a lot of us that be praying for favor, oh, God, I'm so ready for this. Oh, God, I want this. I want this. And God say, okay, you want that coat of many colors, but you better understand that coat of many colors come with haters. And sometimes them haters going to throw you in pits. So for a lot of us praying for favor, you might not be prepared for it. Man. Because favor comes with haters. Favor comes with pits. There we go. Favor comes with pits. Man. If you did not know that, we just told you that. Joseph did nothing to get his coat. He got favored. And what happened after that? He got pits. So with favor comes pits. You need to know that, right? Because it's so important so that you know that, hey, I know I'm praying for favors, but I know I need to be praying for these pits too. Because I know I'm trying to pray for favor and I'm trying to pray for the pits. Because I know with the pits, God ain't going to leave me in a pit. God is coming to get me. He coming to rescue me. Because I'm going to stand up. I'm going to pray. Because I know he's coming to get me.
That's right.
And I might go in another pit, but he's coming to get me again. Because my chapter 50 says, this wasn't meant to kill me. This was prepping me to save lives. Like he said, this was prepping me, not just to look at the gates. Who wants to get to the chip and just look at the trophy? I want to win the whole thing. The Bible tells me at the end of this is a crown, an eternal crown. I want the eternal crown. I don't just want to look at it. I want to wear it. Right? So, bro, bro, this, man, I'm telling y'all right now, this is good, dog. Oh, man. God, you good for this.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Heavy is the
God,
head that wears the crown.
Man, thank you,
yes,
Jesus.
He is. Hey, listen, man. Whatever it may be, you're facing problems at work, problems in your marriage, problems with your children, problems in your finances, problems in your mental state, problems health-wise, problems spiritual-wise. Know that your pit has a door in that pit, and on that door is called blessings.
It's good,
and
bro.
You can walk through the door. You can walk through the door. God, He already unlocked the door for you. But while you in that pit, there's a journey to the door. And you got to trust God along the way. The Lord your God said this: I'm preparing blessings for you. I'm preparing some things for you in the presence of your enemies, but I'm not going to give them to you. And what's not given is earned. So this has been great. Please like, love, share, subscribe, smash the bell on YouTube to get all our videos. And please get in that book of Joseph, man, in the book of Genesis, and read the story of Joseph.
Yeah.
Telling y'all, you're gonna get a great word out of it, man. Tonight has been great, bro. I got nothing else.
Me either, man. Y'all be
That's
safe
it.
out there. Be blessed. Be filled with joy, man. Can't wait to see y'all again next time. Can't wait.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ski. All right, man. Till next time. Be blessed.